And welcome to the People's Brexit live stream. Now we are currently 10 minutes to 11 o'clock at night on the 12th of April 2019. I'll be kicking off the main meat of this live stream at 2300 exactly. So we're just going to cover some stuff and get some people in before we kick off the main discussion. So let me see. First up, let's see if I can find out where the live stream itself has got to on the page. It should be around. It's been a difficult week. I'm sure people's feelings are pretty raw. Certainly not been easy to process this week's events personally. But that's what the People's Brexit is for. We are not going to be defeated. We will be continuing. Now, here we go. Great. So, open that up. I should be able to make Facebook go nuts. Okie doke. Right, that's great. Pop over here. Live on the page, and here as well. So people can start to find us and join in over the next few minutes. What I'm going to do until 11 is let's have a look at the sort of general stuff that's been going on the last few days. And so coming over to Aslan's Army for more general news. Come on, Facebook. God, blimey, talk about being chronic. Right, okay. So, well, first piece of news that goes on Facebook is the People's Brexit petition is right at the top of Aslan's Army. And as of right now, we are on 582. Which is absolutely fantastic. And we'll be talking a lot more about the petition deeper in the live stream. 7 minutes to go. This post has been particularly funny. Got Emperor Trump Master Troll. So what's happened here is President Trump has decided he's going to troll the Democrats. And what he suggested to them is that, okay, well, we'll have these illegal immigrants that you want, but they'll only be able to go to your sanctuary cities. So, of course, you know, the idea that you want them, you get them, has driven them insane. And you see, Tim's had a seizure. Pelosi has spat her teeth out. And CNN, quote, has gone insane. Good fun. Just don't worry about that. Star Wars Episode 9. Pepe memes are good. Advert for tonight. Let's see. Live now. Come on. I get a lot of trouble with this with Facebook. There we go. Live now. And this is a piece of Brexit news. Bill Cash asked Theresa May to resign in the House. So, you know, I don't know quite how this will work. Let's try a little bit of audio. This is over on Order Guido Fawkes. I listen to Guido a fair. I mean, I do check out Guido a fair bit, but you know, he's played his own funny game with Brexit, like most of them. No sound here. Order Guido Fawkes. I listen to Guido. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so no, I'm going to play that live for you because I've got my own soundtrack is still coming through on the live stream in the way of it. But Bill Cash did stand up in the House and he said, you know, Theresa May, when you're going, Theresa May, frankly, laughed. And of course, I hope we've got coming in. We've got hi Lisa, hi Stephen. Hi, it's probably one of the admin on People's Brexit. Hello. Right, so yeah, keep coming in, everybody. We've got 5 more minutes before I start the meat of this. So where were we? Bill Cash has spoken to Theresa May. Mark Blackburn, serious question. What is that Frau Merkel is holding over our spineless lot's head? Yes, well, you know what, Mark? That's a very good question. Jack Montgomery, who I believe is deputy editor of Breitbart. April 12th, another Brexit day that never was. Who could have guessed that Theresa May would be so reluctant to actually take us out? Oh, a good question when you can look at that. Hang on, let's see how you can see that picture. But yeah, Theresa May in the middle of that lot. Coming further down here. Well, this is a relevant one. Tommy wants to stand as a UKIP MEP, and he is talking to his fan base, asking them to petition. His fan base who are UKIP members, asking them to back him to be selected as an MEP. Interesting, because it contradicts what Gerard Batten has said publicly in the last couple of days, that Tommy won't be standing. But they have maybe played this bit of a 1-2 before. A fair bit of support on Aslan, but also, let's be honest, not everybody's happy about this. Not everybody is persuaded by this. And a comment here at the bottom, no chance, Tommy, you stick your oar in and Brexit is screwed along with UKIP. So some people really don't trust Tommy at all. But on the whole, I would say the majority of Aslan feels that it would be a good thing if Tommy did stand as a UKIP MEP. I didn't know if he'd want to be one, but this certainly makes it very clear that he does want to be. So we'll make of that as it is. And of course, for Julian Assange's story, I've certainly gone a bit quiet today, hasn't it? Yeah, there was a one-hit wonder on that one, but of course it's not, because there's a lot more to Assange. And this tweet from Republican congressman, I think, congressman. Oh, come on, Facebook. There we are. Representative Steve Smith. I think that must be Republican congressman. Now we know Russia didn't collude with the Trump administration. We can let the real investigation start. Julian Assange is the star witness. He's not a criminal. And let me see, 2 more minutes. And yeah, well, this was excellent article by Zero Hedge. Now, Zero Hedge, we might remember, Facebook had a good go at summarily banning just a couple of weeks ago in a mistake that got rectified. Facebook completely blocked any Zero Hedge link and then had to bring them back because people noticed didn't like it. But I've actually put the text here up on Aslan because it was such a powerful piece. I thought it deserved to be read on its own. So this is a leak from inside the negotiations, claiming the circumstances in which the withdrawal agreement ended up being put forward and signed. It's a little bit substantive, but it is well worth reading. I'll just summarise the last paragraph. If this account of the meeting is true, the withdrawal agreement was written within the German administration. Ministers and MPs are being bullied and cajoled into passing this into law by a prime minister who seems far more interested in pleasing Chancellor Merkel than the 17,410,742 voters who delivered their verdict on the EU in June 2016. Okay, it is now 11 o'clock. So I'm going to start this live stream off properly, and so let's start off with the message that we are the People's Brexit, and we are 500. As I mentioned at the start, we are actually 582, and we are growing all the time. So right now, that's 582 people marking, but this is 2,300 on the 12th of April 2019. And once again, we have been betrayed, and what we have been told in law was a legal hard deadline has been proven to be anything but. They are refusing to let us go free, and they are continuing to kick these pointless negotiations down the road. Westminster will never let us Brexit until we do something about Westminster. That is the message that we have been sent over the last 2 weeks. Now, if you remember back to the referendum, and before the referendum, Cameron was actually saying he would trigger Article 50 the day after the vote. There was certainly never any talk, even from the Remain side, that 2 years would be insufficient to work out exiting the EU. Instead, we get Theresa Delay, who waits 9 months before actually triggering Article 50, and now Article 50 has overrun 2 years and is going to be, what, 2 years, 7 months, if we could believe for a moment that we actually are going to be allowed, that they will recognise we have Brexited by October the 31st. Well, this is just not good enough. And what we have now is a situation where there is no credibility at all in the process. I have zero confidence in anything they say now. They have completely destroyed their credibility. So we would be fools now to be sitting around passively waiting to be allowed to leave the EU on October the 31st. That is clearly no longer the situation. And that's why the People's Brexit campaign has been born. That is why the People's Brexit campaign did not launch until 2300 on the 29th of March. And it was precisely because we are directly enforcing Brexit. We are directly noticing the EU. You know, they have to recognise we're not their citizens, and we won't be. Never, ever. We will not relent. So, you know, we have the classics of rock and a hard place. You can't have a compromise half a Brexit. You can't half leave something and half stay in it. So the very idea that there can be compromise on a leave or remain proposition is, you know, is media madness and the poisonous words of propagandists from the very start. We must be very clear now, right? We've done everything, right? We've been through the end of a legitimate process. They have made that process illegitimate. That is on them. So now we're in a different ballpark altogether. Now, I'm just going to come briefly back, just see how people are coming in on the live stream. Let's have a little look here. We've got Fred coming in. Hi, Fred. Oh, hi, Robert. Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, everyone happy at the moment. You know, pop up some questions if you've got any questions at the moment. I'm just going to crack in here because what I want to start talking about is the European elections that we now must have. Now, quite a few Brexiteers I've heard are saying, what's the point of voting then? And that's a very understandable reaction because people are very hurt to be ignored. They're very hurt that they engaged with democracy and they've been shunned and treated like shit again. That wasn't clever, establishment. What the hell are you playing at? You know, if anyone thinks this is competent government, think again. You know, these people are losers. These people do not know how else to survive except in the comfortable swamp they've built for themselves. The idea of the real world breaking their bubble and demanding an actual performance out of government, actual delivery on democracy, scares the living crap out of them. But it is democracy we must now attend because what they want is to wear us down. They want us demoralised. They want us demotivated. They want us to feel like we're nothing to them so that we stop engaging with the process because they know that it's by engaging with the process that we will get them out of power. And that's where this is now heading towards. The British establishment has shown that it's completely unable to maintain good faith with the British people. It's unable to maintain itself as a lawful institution that acts within the law with honour. It's absolutely blown that all away. And we are going to find that because we have two, at least now, court cases going through challenging what's happened with these unlawful extensions to Brexit, and one or both of them is quite likely to succeed. So all sorts of chaos could break out between now and October the 31st. But what will now happen, it would appear, is that we'll be voting in European elections on, I think it's May the 23rd. Now, we must vote in these elections. Even though we are not EU citizens, we cannot allow Remain to leverage an absentee Brexiteer vote. We must all get out and vote strongly for pro-Brexit choices. Because otherwise, if we don't, and Remain's allowed to romp away with a high turnout for Remain in the European elections, they will use that as conclusive proof to say the mood of the nation has changed and to then push to revoke Article 50. So this isn't an option. We've got to get out and vote. But the question is also who to vote for. And I know that a lot of people are thinking that right now. We have UKIP. There's other new parties that form, Democrat and Veterans Party, the English Democrats Party, Britain First, for Britain, rather, and so forth. So there are options that are going to be out there for the European elections. And we need to bear in mind that it is a PR election, but you've still got to get a certain number of votes to get a candidate. So if there's too many small parties and they each take a few thousand votes in European elections, that will end up possibly costing us one or two whole Brexiteer MPs, but we would have got if those votes had gone to a party that was getting more majority support. So there is a choice to be made on the matter of what matters most here in terms of principles. We've also got UKIP, much changed since the last Euro elections in 2014. Generally, my own view of UKIP has improved quite a lot. I was very cynical about UKIP last August kind of time. But in the 8 months since, they've made a lot of strides. And we have the new Nigel Farage-led Brexit Party. Now, we know at Aslan's Army that UKIP for many years has effectively been a Tory sheepdog operation, and that Tory donors funded UKIP as well in order to have UKIP as a terrier nipping the Tory party's heels and herding it in a Eurosceptic direction. But what these donors didn't want was for UKIP to become a genuine populist party with the policies of a working class man. They wanted it to be a alternative to the Tory party, so that there was always a threat the Tory party could be abandoned. Now, we could say, in the current climate, under the disastrous leadership of Theresa May, that abandoning the Tory party is exactly what's going on right now. And we could be very cynical and say that, well, look, this is, the Brexit party is this new Tory stalking horse. And if we vote for the Brexit party, we're going to be effectively allowing Tories to have MEPs through the back door. There could very well be something in that. At the same time, if people who are going to be voting TIG for the Remainers, for the independence group, they're also going to be, without a doubt, electing committed globalists. So who these people are, who their candidates are, it is going to matter a lot. And the main difference between the Brexit Party and UKIP, of course, is the position on Islam. Because the Brexit Party has zero position on Islam and doesn't want to have one. But it's UKIP that continues to talk to the working class concerns. While it's Nigel Farage that was the man that once did indeed propose to ban the burqa. So something here is not adding up in terms of the Brexit Party. People are going to be cynical. People are going to say it's designed to split the UKIP vote. From what I can see, from the tweets which are coming out of UKIP, I think they're certainly not taking the people's, not taking the Brexit Party lying down, and there seems to be no grounds that they're going to work together. However, in terms of European election, presuming that the people who are basically Tories who can't stand Tommy Robinson are going to vote Brexit Party in large numbers, and that the people who are the real salt of the earth working class UKIP are going to vote UKIP anyway, we're probably going to see them achieving a fairly even balance of around 15% of the vote in total, plus however many people are going to switch to vote Eurosceptic this time who didn't vote Eurosceptic in 2014, against the chances of a very high Remain turnout in an election where European citizens are apparently also going to be allowed to vote. So we really need big showings. Now, as far as the People's Brexit is concerned, we are not interested in political parties in the sense that we don't want to get tied to them. We don't want to get limited by them. We don't want to get boxed in by them. On the other hand, if political parties want to support signing our notice, then we're all for that. And our vision as for People's Brexit is that our notice is for every single Brexiteer to sign. We don't care who you vote for. We don't care if you're Tory. We don't care if you're UKIP. We don't care if you're something else. We don't care if you're Labour. We don't care. We don't care. We just want you to join with us and stand together to say we are free Britons. We are not EU citizens. Now, I'm going to come back to comments for a moment. Let's see how we're doing on the live stream. Oh, we've got Melissa May come in. Hi. Okay. So yeah, again, give me feedback on the viewings, gang. If you've got things to say at this point, I shall push along. And this is our core message as a People's Brexit. You know, we are here to enforce Brexit. We're not asking. We're not asking. We're not pleading. We're not begging. We're not petitioning. We're telling. We are not EU citizens. And that is what we need to get across to everybody throughout this period of these Euro elections, and for whatever comes next, in whatever form we finally get to Halloween and finding out what the hell is happening with our bloody Brexit. So, in terms of the People's Brexit campaign, we have had problems with Facebook already. The Facebook page, okay, it's fine. We're going to keep it going because there's certainly no point to not having it. It allows us to do useful things like these live streams and so forth. The Facebook group does exist, and we do have some chat going on Facebook through a chat which is linked to that group. But Facebook has taken to search banning it. So it maybe made it very, very, very hard to find. So because of that, and because, you know, we initially hit Facebook as our platform for a 2-week campaign, not a long drawn-out campaign, we are moving. As I say, we're keeping the page, but on MeWe, you will now find that all the chat boxes open when you don't look at the page. You will now find the People's Brexit on MeWe, and there's a link. And I'm actually going to drop this link right now as a comment. on the live stream. If I can, will it let me? Maybe. Let's find out. Yes. Okay. So so we are now going to be building, and we're going to be ready the page. Yes, but we're now going to be sending people to the MeWe group, because it's on MeWe that we're really going to find the potential of our message. So what I want to say to everybody who's listening to this live stream is, number one, get on MeWe if you're not already. Number two, join the People's Brexit MeWe group. Number three, if you are on MeWe already, we want you to invite every single one of your Brexiting contacts to the People's Brexit MeWe group. If you're new to MeWe, we want you to go out and make contacts and then invite them to the People's Brexit MeWe group. And we want to find every single little scrappy collection of patriots we can and bring them together on MeWe. So that's going to be an ongoing mission for the next few months, so that we can stand together and we cannot be shut down and controlled by Zuckerberg. Otherwise, if we only stay on Facebook with this campaign, we're going to get to the start of October, we all get 30-day bans and we're completely shut down. And don't think it can't happen, because it's what Facebook did to the French. At the start of the presidential elections, over 10,000 Patriot Facebook pages or profiles that supported Marine Le Pen was summarily removed from Facebook with no explanation. Yes, they will do that. So we're wise to that from the off. In addition, we're going to keep ongoing the open letters from being produced from the Steam account. Now, look, these open letters are really important, because by delivering them on Twitter, we know that the person's official Twitter account has had to receive it. And if we can get tens, dozens, hundreds of people behind these tweets and get them retweeted, it's going to become much harder for these people to ignore these open letters. So, and also it puts our message out very loud and very strong. But so far, they've been going very well. So we'll be keeping up with the open letters. We'll be keeping up with live streams like this, with podcasts, with interviews. There's a lot of groups out there. I don't just mean Facebook groups, but I mean activist groups. We'll be looking to network with as many of those as we can. When we find people doing good stuff, we'll support them. We would like them to support us with a reciprocal share of our petition, so that we can all just keep moving forwards. And every day, more freedom-loving British patriots are signing our petition, which means every day we are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we are the People's Brexit. Okay, I'm going to just give this live stream a couple of minutes now, see if anyone's got any comments, Q&A me, feedback me. Otherwise, we're pretty good on this one. I don't want to make it too long if we don't need it to be. Go on, Mina. Yeah, nice one, Lisa. Yeah, anybody else got any feedback for me? I'll give it a couple of minutes. It's just have a quick look over on Twitter while I've picked some stuff out on Twitter today. Excuse me. Thank you for Facebook Brexit. Hi. I retweeted this chap. If they are on the same wavelength with the public, why the fuck are they now trying to block Brexit? We voted Leave by a majority. Nobody expected a Leave vote, hence my screaming rhetoric ever since. The horses bolted, and they are now trying to close the gate. Pounds talking now. I've got John Rentoul, his MP. He's updated the Brexit countdown. As you can see, it's now a Mobius strip. Very droll. you know, but also powerful. That's the image that we showed you before. Theresa May, back when she was so keen to remain. This is hilarious. I get this to open up. It's Jean-Claude Juncker. Then he sets this poor woman on fire. Because he's pissed. Oh, bless our overlords, aren't they marvellous? Right. Okay. Well, I think we're going to call this a wrap on this live stream. Thank you very much, everybody. That's got our message out. That is what we're about. This is how we're going to proceed. And, you know, we want you all to stick with us because we are not giving up. We will not be in any way discouraged. We're going to come back stronger and better than ever and make these people hear the voice of the people so loud that their very bowels will quake. Good night, everybody. People's Brexit out.